Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 7. Got it right the first time. So this past week, even though it saw the end of The Flash for another season with Season 6, as well as the announcement that we wouldn't have The Flash back on our screens for a while in regards to new episodes, we also did get a bunch of news and information that I am still playing catch up with on the channel, so just give me some time. But of course, Season 6 did come to an abrupt and, well, just random end in most cases with storylines and just like general character arcs and stories going on this season, due to having to cut the season short by 3 episodes from 22 down to 19, thanks to our old mate Corona. But thanks to some of the information that came out over the past week, we have somewhat of a better idea as to how things will pick up in Season 7 and where it will go in the future of that season. With this including a major hint at the villainous threat for the season, which could be someone that I've been asking for since goddamn Season 2, would be about time if he came in. But of course, throughout the video, it would be awesome if you could let me know your various opinions, thoughts, theories, anything like that in the comment section down below. Join the conversation. Intrigued to see what you guys have to say about what we go over in this video. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and you want to show your support for the channel during this time especially, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it. Takes 1.5, maybe 2 seconds. So the first thing that some of you might already know is that the schedule changed. So the Flash Season 7 will debut with the release date of January 21st in 2021. So that's good. January 21 of 2021, and they will be sharing a night with Superman and Lois. Flash will be first, and then Superman and Lois. So yeah, that's going to be a cracker night of superhero action. But yeah, they did release a synopsis for Season 7, so we're going to go over that. We're going to read it first, and then we'll go over it, as well as what it means in regards to the villainous aspects of Season 7. Barry Allen lived a normal life as a perpetually tardy CSI in the Central City Police Department. Barry's life changed forever when the Star Labs particle accelerator exploded, creating a dark matter lightning storm that struck Barry, bestowing him with super speed and making him the fastest man alive, the Flash. After a thrilling cliffhanger, questionable, last season, which saw the new Mirror Master victorious and still at large in Central City, the Flash must regroup in order to stop her and find a way to make contact with his missing wife, Iris West Allen. With help from the rest of Team Flash, which includes superheroes Caitlin Snow, Cisco Ramon, Ralph Dibny, and Nash Wells, as well as the Flash's adoptive father, Joe West, meta attorney, Cecile Horton, tough cub reporter, Allegra Garcia, and brilliant tech nerd, Chester P. Runk, Flash will ultimately defeat Mirror Master, but in doing so, he'll also unleash an even more powerful and devastating threat on Central City, one that threatens to tear his team and his marriage apart. So the first thing I do want to point out is the characters that are listed in the synopsis, as that actually gives a hint as to maybe what might be happening next season. So the characters listed are all series regulars. You pretty much have to be a series regular to be put in there. The only outside of one of that would be Eva, but she's sort of integral to describing this. So you would notice that Camilla and Sue are not listed. So Camilla Huang, I think it is, and Sue Dearborn, they're not listed there, which means there is a question mark over whether Sue sticks around after they wrap up whatever was going on with her at the end of last season. You know how like Eva sort of framed her and everything in regards to Joseph Carver's murder. Will she continue on to Season 7, or will she just not be a regular? So she'll be there, but she'll just pop up here and there, or just be a recurring character rather than a regular. And then we have Camilla, who you would think was in like the similar boat as Allegra, and Allegra's been upgraded to a series regular, but Camilla hasn't. So I know what's going on there, but maybe they just have bigger plans for Allegra. I don't know, I have to wait and see. Now, the synopsis talks about the events of the past season roughly, such as like Mirror Master succeeding in the finale we got, and then moving back into the, I guess like the limelight you could call it, of Central City, and just being like the CEO of McCulloch Technologies. Then it goes on to talk about what is to go down in Season 7, which usually these season descriptions do give, even though we're a decent amount of time away from this even hitting screens. But this is arguably the biggest hint that we've gotten from a season synopsis in a while, or just in general from memory. I can't remember a synopsis where it sort of pretty much told us what was going to happen at the beginning of next season, and sort of says that, like, I know it's obvious that Flash is going to defeat Mirror Master, but even then, like, just telling us that they usually wouldn't do. So it says that the Flash will ultimately defeat Mirror Master, which obviously isn't surprising, but it's sort of still surprising that they would tell us. But the question around that is where in the season that does happen. Do they rewrite stuff from what was meant to be the last 3 episodes and make it pretty much the first half of the season with other stuff added in here and there that sets up stuff to happen later in the season? Or do they make it the first two to 4 episodes, then move on from there? That's something we'll obviously have to wait and find out. I think we'll probably get a good indicator of it as we head closer into it. So like around like August, September when they, or even October if they get delayed even more, but I'd say August, September when they go back to film, they might give us a good hint there, or we might even just get a hint at it through like information about casting and stuff. But the biggest thing from this synopsis is the last, is it just the last sentence or is there two sentences? Just one sentence, it's a long sentence. So the last sentence there, which reads, but in doing so, he'll also unleash an even more powerful and devastating threat on Central City, one that threatens to tear his team and his marriage apart. Now, funny story, and this might be a bit of a flex and me just, being a bit of a smart ass, but when this description first came out, I was actually posting my video on the initial schedule reveal for next season, so it said like, oh, we're not coming back till January, all of that. So by the time I went back to Twitter and I saw this description, it had been out for about, I want to say half an hour roughly, and when I read it, I got overly excited at that last sentence and line, because it seemed it was hinting at someone I've wanted for a while, but no one else was talking about it on Twitter. I was like, what? So I tweeted out about it, and everyone's like, oh my god, yeah, that's what they're talking about. And yeah, no one was talking about it. And I was like, what the hell? So obviously it's been a few days since that point because I've been in catch-up mood with other news. So there have already been videos and just stuff talked about this. But if you are a Twitter follower of mine, you know the truth. No one was talking about it until I posted about it. So there we go. Haters are probably going to be annoyed that I said that, but you can't hide the truth. Anyway, let's move on. So who does that last sentence hint at? Hint at. We're not hitting on this dude. We're hinting at him. And well, to me, if you can tell by the thumbnail and maybe the title, it's Cobalt Blue, which in the comics is a long-lost twin of your boy Barry Allen, separated at birth, who is known as Malcolm Thawne. Yes, Thawne. But in the show, Eddie Thawne would be the perfect fit for a great live-action take on the character. Now, of course, the last time we saw Eddie alive in the pre-Crisis timeline was, of course, just before he decided to shoot himself in order to erase his descendant, that of course being Eobard Thawne, aka Reverse Flash, from the timeline in order to save the Flash, Team Flash, Iris, and just Central City as a whole from the wrath of his naughty family member who likes to dress in yellow leather. But of course, he was sucked into the singularity as it did open due to what went down, and that was when the quote-unquote real Eddie, both alive or dead, was last seen. Of course, we have seen him through time travel and the Speed Force since then, but not in a proper physical form in regards to present day. But the big question is, how would he come back? Well, who knows? Your opinion is probably as good as mine. The singularity could have spat him out elsewhere in the universe or on Earth or wherever it might be, where stuff happened to him and he could have been brought back to life shortly after being sucked in. But what would his motives be when he returns? Obviously, he'd be reanimated, he might not have his memories, but what would be his motives going forward? So in the comics, as I said, Malcolm Thawne is, or Cobalt Blue, might I say, is the long-lost twin of Barry Allen. They're separated at birth. Pretty much, just to give it a quick recap, he's adopted, or the people he thought were his parents throughout his entire life, that baby was born stillborn, while Barry's parents actually gave birth to twins, and the doctor was like, oh, what are we going to do here? And they just gave one of the twins to that that couple whose baby was stillborn, and that's what happened. So they were separated at birth. Barry's parents never knew what was going on there and everything like that. And then they moved into adulthood. So pretty much Malcolm Thawne, or Cobalt Blue, grew up with a terrible childhood, parents abusive, everything like that, while Barry grew up in this perfect childhood, loving parents and everything like that. So it was a complete polar opposites in regards to how they grew up. Now, eventually, Malcolm, or Cobalt Blue, does find out about this. Fun fact, Malcolm was actually a witness to Barry actually getting struck by lightning, so he knows that Barry is the Flash. But then there's this whole journey where Malcolm goes on to become Cobalt Blue, gains certain abilities and trinkets and, equipment and various things like that allow him to be Cobalt Blue. And this is all pretty much to get, I guess, revenge on Barry, if you want to call it. But by the time he's ready to go and get revenge on Barry, Barry's actually died in Crisis. So Barry is no longer the Flash. The Flash at that time is Wally West. So it's not Barry versus Cobalt Blue in the comics. It's actually Wally West versus Cobalt Blue. But because, Cobalt Blue, or Malcolm, is so against Barry anyway, he pretty much goes after Barry's loved ones. Because he can't get Barry, he's already dead. So I'll go after his loved ones. And that's sort of the storyline that goes on there with Cobalt Blue. But in the show, I think that perfectly fits Eddie. Even though Barry's still alive, you have Eddie come back, realize that Barry has his life. Barry has what Eddie's perfect life would have been. Barry is the hero of Central City. When Eddie killed himself, Eddie wasn't recognized. The only thing that Eddie has that recognizes him, that even probably existed, is that little plaque, little photo of him in Central City Police Department. And Eddie save Central City. He saved the Flash himself by killing himself, but he's not really recognized that at all. How often is Eddie brought up in the show? How often do they visit Eddie's grave? Never. We never see. They don't honor Eddie at all, and they could actually show Eddie come back with negative memories, negative energy, and just him realizing that. Barry's married to Iris, and just the general hero stuff and everything like that. Like, Barry has Eddie's perfect life, and Eddie sacrificed himself, it was not honored, and Barry's just taken it and is living the perfect life. And we know Barry dealt with that at the beginning of season 2 after season 1. He dealt with that. Like, he sort of like separated himself from all of Team Flash. He was working alone because he was dealing with the guilt of that. But Eddie doesn't know that. Eddie thinks that he probably like thrived and everything like that. So I think that'd be a cool storyline to see, and Eddie just pretty much getting revenge on everyone around Barry, making Barry feel bad about everything going on about him. But I think that would work really well with Eddie, is like he just gets revenge on Barry by going after his friends and family and seeking, well, to pretty much torture Barry from the outside in, and then eventually getting to Barry at the end. And they could actually do that really well. I think that would work really well with Eddie. And if you look at the synopsis, what would affect, to tear his team apart and his marriage? It'd have to be someone personal. It has to be a personal villain. And the only one I can think of is Cobalt Blue, if it's not Reverse Flash. And they're not going to do Reverse Flash in regards to that. So it would have to be Cobalt Blue. It could be someone else, but it's just who I think hints at it. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support, especially for the channel during this time. Let me know your various opinions in the comment section down below. Are you on board for Cobalt Blue? Do you think the synopsis hints at someone else? If it does, if you think it does, let me know, because I'm curious. But yeah, let me know all your thoughts and opinions on the potential addition of Cobalt Blue to Season 7. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.